After look east, it's act east. That's part of India's new policy towards the east. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has met Chinese Premier Li Keqiang on the sidelines of the East Asia Summit. In the first delegation-level talks with the Chinese Premier, Prime Minister Modi discussed a wide gamut of issues, including incursions by the People's Liberation Army along the line of actual control. The two premiers also discussed Chinese President Xi Jinping's visit to India. Prime Minister Modi has been invited to visit Beijing. Talks lasted 30 minutes.
So the curtains come down on the ASEAN and the East Asia Summit here in Naypyidaw, the capital of Myanmar. While some would perhaps think that millions of dollars are spent on just a talk shop, but for many the belief is that it is much more than that, because this provides that platform for political foes across the globe, the likes of a Li Keqiang to a Shinzo Abe to a Barack Obama, to sit down in much more informal settings, formal settings, and perhaps away from the direct media glare, to talk about issues that matter. Of course, those declarations there focusing on the global fight against challenges including Ebola, the rise of international terrorism in various new forms, especially, of course, on the Islamic State. Narendra Modi, of course, making that statement in the East Asia intervention, stressing that there should not be linkages between religion and terrorism, that they should be rejected by one and all. And now begins, of course, that next stop to his three-nation destination, heading off to Brisbane for the G20 summit. In Naypyidaw with video journalist Tahir Chaudhary, this is Smita Sharma for Headlines Today.
And after Myanmar, Prime Minister Narendra Modi heads to Australia for the G20 summit. Prime Minister Modi will be in Australia, where apart from G20, he'll also be heading to Sydney. There's a mega event planned there by the Indian community. This is said to be bigger than the Madison Square Garden. Preparations are already underway in Sydney. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will address the Indians in Australia and people of Indian origin at the Sydney Olympic Park. Close to 28,000 people are expected to attend this extravaganza. But first, the Prime Minister's agenda. First on his agenda is the G20 summit in Brisbane, where India will be seeking international cooperation against black money. The Prime Minister will also focus on driving growth and creating jobs and pushing for new tax regime for global e-commerce firms in Brisbane. Headlines Today's managing editor Rahul Kanwal with this report.
This is the world-famous Alphonse Arena, considered amongst the top 3 indoor stadium in the world. This is where on the 17th of November, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be speaking to a jam-packed audience here at the Alphonse Arena at the Sydney Olympic Park, right behind us. Unlike Madison Square Garden, which had a rotating stage, here at the Alphonse Arena, the stage is parked one end of the stadium. Last night, Rolling Stones were performing here. Mick Jagger was in the house. A.R. Rahman's been here. Shah Rukh Khan's been here. They've all had huge concerts, but none of those concerts were bigger than about 10,000 people filling up the Alphonse Arena. But we're told that when Prime Minister Narendra Modi comes on the 17th of November, there will be 17,000 people chanting Modi Modi inside the Alphonse Arena, and about 7,000 people are expected outside the arena when the Prime Minister will be speaking here. A huge amount of interest and excitement amongst the Indian community here in Australia. They've seen what happened at Madison Square Garden, and they're going all out to ensure that what happens at Alphonse is as big, if not bigger, than Madison Square Garden. With camera person Kirpal Singh, this is Rahul Kanwal at the Alphonse Arena at the Sydney Olympic Park, reporting for Headlines Today.